what's going on, guys? It's Monkey here for MMOBomb.com, and welcome to our first impression gameplay video for HeroesGo, a new dungeon crawler MMORPG that's been developed by Joymaster and is being published by EST Soft, the same company behind Cabal Online. Now I'll spend about 15-20 minutes or so checking out the game, making my usual style of commentary. If you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. So to start us off here, we're going to go ahead and go through the character creation screen. And unfortunately, like many other dungeon crawlers out there today, HeroesGo does actually have gender-locked classes. So out of the 4 classes available, 2 of them are male and 2 of them are female. Now to begin with, we have the Breaker class here, which is your standard almost warrior-like DPS. He specializes in using a 2-handed sword for physical damage, and each class has access to 2 class promotions they can choose from once they reach, I believe, level 20. So in the case of the Breaker, he can become a Destroyer or a Dark Warrior. Now Destroyer is basically a higher DPS, heavily armored warrior type class, whereas the Dark Warrior is a little bit different. He utilizes darkness spells and can attack from a medium range. Several of the classes available in here have basically a standard DPS role and then sort of a hybrid magical / physical DPS mode as well. Now the Blader here is a light armored melee DPS, again a male, and he can become the Duelist, which is a fast attacking version of the fast attacking version of the Blader, using close range attacks, or the Lightning Fencer, who can attack from medium range using both a combination of physical attacks and light spells. So he's basically a hybrid like I was mentioning before. Now the Gunslinger itself, again, is the range DPS version, female, and gets access to the Gun Whipper here, which is a close to medium range attacker, can attack again really quickly, utilizes a whip and 2 one-handed pistols for her attacks, whereas the Heavy Shooter utilizes a handgun and can do a lot of wide range, long range attacks, as well as use elemental bullets to deal in some magic damage there, damage over time. And then finally we have the Mage class, which is very standard. You have the Elementalist role, which uses fire and ice for their attacks, or the Mediator, who can actually summon sort of dark creatures to fight for them. Now these are both light and dark creatures, and they essentially act as like a summoning style of play. So you do get quite a lot of options in terms of how you want to create, or specialize your character once you level up. But unfortunately, in terms of cosmetic options, you don't get too many. You can change a couple of your hairstyles and a couple colors, along with your shirts, not style but color rather, pants, gloves, and shoes. That's really all you get. You don't get any other options than that. However, there are cosmetic items that you can purchase in the game to further customize your look outside of your armor. Now, I've already gone ahead and created a character here to kind of get past all the beginner tutorial stuff. My level 15 Balletista here, which of course is my gunslinger. We'll go ahead and jump in the game. The game graphics themselves aren't that bad actually. It basically utilizes sort of the cutesy anime style graphics here. Everybody's going to basically look the same in the game, but it does have fairly visually appealing spells, which you'll get to see once we jump into a dungeon. In terms of the interface, you saw there I was sort of in a lobby or town area, whereby you can go to each of the available dungeons by traveling through a portal and then choosing their respective quest or area to go into once you've traveled there. Looks like I've already done this area, so I need to go to Valley of Trials. Looks like I need to keep going up. So one thing you may have noticed is the game doesn't play like DFO or L-Sword in that you're only going from left to right. You do use the up, down, left, and right mouse key, or arrow keys rather, in order to maneuver within the game, and both in your combat and in just around the world. However, a lot of the areas do start off with you going left and right, but later on you can both aim and move up and down in order to better position yourself. The enemies themselves in the game are quite different than what you would expect. There are of course things like trolls and orcs and stuff like that, but you also fight skeletal monsters, and in this case puppets is what they're called. They're little creepy little stuffed animal dolls, and they look somewhat silly, I guess you could say. But it's a different art style, and certainly is a welcome change from the typical orcs or whatever else you usually fight in the MMORPGs these days. Now, this is something that I'm new. Looks like I will have to jump in on this, maybe. There we go. Alright, so these levels themselves do use a great deal of sort of perception or depth, I guess you could say here. You'll notice that it oftentimes has me moving forward here in order to progress to the new areas. And in order to progress, you basically are going to kill everything in the area until the door unlocks, and then move forward. There's no real, strategy involved other than making sure you can kill everything on the screen. The enemies themselves do come equipped with different abilities that they'll try to use, but generally speaking, they'll just rush towards you as quickly as possible to try to kill you. And they will kill you very quickly. I have noticed on my gunslinger here, it is very, very easy to die. You only can take about 5 or 6 hits from a medium-sized monster before you die. Now, you do have access to health potions that you can use, but the health potions, I believe, are on a cooldown. And if you get stunned, which you can, of course, or get knocked down, you're in a world of hurt very quickly. Now, one thing you maybe notice here is I'm spamming a series of buttons in order to actually do several different combo attacks. All of the abilities in the game, including the auto attacks here. Oops, looks like I don't have that ability. It's on cooldown, rather. All of the abilities in the game, including the auto attacks, have access to different combo abilities that you can chain together. And you can basically chain them between one and another. So my auto attack is X here, and you'll notice there's up to 4 different sort of chains that I can chain it into before continuing on. Looks like I can't open that area yet. Sometimes you get access to secret areas or other side quest areas that aren't just like the next thing that you progress towards, which is nice. A lot of games sort of funnel you from one area to the next, and don't get me wrong, you do funnel from one area to the next in this game, but there's sometimes side areas that you can go to face other bosses, or maybe to unlock special secret areas here. And now we're fighting killer stitched bunnies, I guess. And so you notice here I can do a lot of different combos here. It's very easy to do that. Let's see, is that door open? Aha! So now I can kind of go to this special area to the left and see what's up here. Now I'm going to fight a fire puppet knight. So sometimes when they have the yellow around their name, basically means that they're a specialized mob. They have access to special abilities. Like I mentioned before, some of them can encase you in ice, knock you down. I've seen some polymorph me into small little furry creatures. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do. In terms of the actual variety of locales, I've fought in places such as, like, they look like ancient ruins or tombs. This, of course, looks more like a graveyard, so there is a variety of locales that you can actually visit. And the enemies themselves are fairly varied, although you do fight a lot of the same enemies within each individual dungeon. Alright here, so it looks like maybe this is going to be a jumping puzzle. Can I? Oh my god! Alright, so that's not a good idea. Alright, so I can use my dash here to gain some speed and jump farther, I believe. So let's see if we can actually do that. So I'll dash. No, maybe I just have to jump. Alright, so maybe oh! Not a good idea. Alright, let's use a potion there. This is not actually easy because there's this lip here. Alright, so let's go dash, jump. Oh my gosh, come on. Don't make me look bad in front of all these fans. How am I supposed to get over there? Oh my gosh, guys. Let's go over here. Is there something over here that can access that? Ooh, a lever. Alright, I'll shoot that lever, and maybe you can jump on there. Alright, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that platforming there. I don't even know if you can do that platforming, but we're just going to go ahead and bypass it to go to this right area for now. Kill some more of these stitched up bunnies here, these creepy stitched up bunnies, and then we'll see if we can continue on. I don't want to, they're throwing skulls at me? What's going on here? I don't want to keep embarrassing myself like that. So my Q ability here is mostly like a disengage. You'll do a lot of backwards attacks. Oh, I'm kind of getting low here. I need to use another potion real quick. Alright, so let's use a potion there real quickly there. Well, let's get away. Use my auto attack to try to finish these guys off. Overall, I have to say, it's fun. I mean, it's certainly not the most in-depth dungeon crawler that I've seen, but there is certainly a lot of interesting factors into it. There is a storyline. Of course, it's all dealing with you saving the world. In this case, saving the world from an ancient evil that was unlocked by feeding off of humans' quest or humans' desire for power and wealth. And of course, once that was unlocked or awakened, it summoned all kind of demon bunnies and whatever else was in the world itself. I fought demon bunnies, I fought trolls, I fought all kinds of different things. All of them with different specialized abilities, and each of the levels themselves has a sort of boss, and a in-boss, I guess you could say, to fight. So you will have that sort of luxury. And you'll see that, hopefully, if we can get to the end of this without falling off that cliff a million times. Ooh, looks like I leveled up as well, so I'll be able to show you guys some of the skill customization that you can do. You gain access to new skills at certain levels, but you also can put individual points into your particular skills throughout the combo. So you don't have to put you don't put just one. It's kind of hard because that's one thing about the aiming is when you're trying to aim forward at them, it does take an effect sort of like the level on the ground. So if they're below you, it does shoot forward instead of just simply shooting straight ahead. Well, you do have to make sure that you can move or maneuver correctly in order to, okay, I guess I went back to the area I started in. It looks like I can jump over this maybe and do a little bit of puzzle work over there and perhaps either get some new treasures or hopefully move on to the next area. Alright, so in order to activate these levers, and in fact in order to open anything, including say, there we go. Alright, so can I shoot that? Turn it back. Aha, look at this. I am the master. Alright, a device from somewhere is operating. What does that mean? Alright, now this is flashing. Can I shoot it? Alright, so maybe that allowed me then to open up that area before. That's pretty cool if that is actually what is occurring, because it would mean that it's not just like a straightforward, aha, yes, it is going to move them around. Alright, so it wasn't quite a platforming, it still is platforming because they're still moving around, but I had to do something additionally. That probably is what I get for not actually reading the story or the actual commentary. I guess it is somewhat important if you want to sort of understand the different puzzles available. Alright, can I jump over this? I cannot. That's unfortunate because it's like right there. So there are some invisible walls that you have to take into account. Alright, so now let's try this platforming once again here. Hopefully I'll be able to not embarrass myself. Starting out strong, looks like. Alright, come on here. Spunkify's platforming skills are next to none. It's mostly because there is a slight delay when you jump forward. So you have to jump in the air and then move for it right after. So you can't just jump and then, or sorry, push forward then jump. The jumping will seemingly stop you in place. So you have to keep pushing forward afterwards. Just make sure to do that. And don't want to fall off that edge there, so let's go ahead and kill these rabid little puppets or whatever they are, stuffed animals here. They're so cute but so creepy at the same time. Alright, use my specialized abilities here, do a lot of damage. Hopefully we can get through this. Alright. So it's surprising. I mean, the game certainly doesn't have a lot of customization in terms of your characters when you're creating them, but the dungeons themselves are varied and they offer a lot of different sort of mobs to fight, and I wouldn't say this isn't something that you could spend foreseeably a couple hours on a day if you really wanted to progress through the game. I'm going to use another potion there to heal myself up. Alright, now each of your the specialized classes here, they do have access to like a super form, I guess you could say. Much like a lot of the other classes, say for example Elsword has access to, where basically you can use a metered ability. Oh, they're throwing skulls at me to unlock like a god mode. And in this case, that blue meter below my health and my mana allows me to unlock basically an invulnerability mode where I put on all these weird armor and I can do a lot of different combo abilities and what have you. And all of that. Oh, I got a thunderbolt boxing zombie boxer rather. Alright, so let's use these. I gotta make sure to kite these guys effectively because I don't want to get bunched up. They will kill me quite quickly. When you die in this game, you have the option of spending a heart, which you can see I have 7 hearts currently, to revive yourself on the spot. It stuns the enemies around you. Getting knocked up there a little bit. Use another health potion. It stuns the enemies around you and allows you to basically recoup about half your HP. Or you have to start over the dungeon. You start the dungeon over. Now, oh, I'm stunned. Got to do that to mash buttons to get out. Nice, nice. Did that before he was able to get me. Now, if you die in this game and you opt to not continue on, alright, so let's go ahead and grab that potion there. You actually have to spend money to either revive completely without any kind of resurrection sickness or what have you, or you can opt for the resurrection sickness, which gives you a minus to your stats for 10 minutes, as well as 10% durability damage to all your items, which you would then, of course, have to repair eventually. The actual amount that you have to pay in gold if you didn't want to accrue that stuff is fairly steep, about 5,000 gold currently for me, and I have only, oh my god, they're throwing a bunch of skulls at me with a big, what is that called? I forget that. I used to use those all the time. How can I not remember what that is? Alright, there. Slingshot, there we go. I knew I'd remember eventually. So I basically got to put them up all into a corner here, all bunched up, so I can get them in my good AoEs. Otherwise, I would be quite dead quite easily, rather. Alright, so let's kill this guy. Alright, that guy's pretty much. Now, suspicious box basically is like a box I can open up. They'll contain items and stuff. Looks like I got a new... Ah, nice. Look at that. Looks like my currently equipped one is better, unfortunately, so I don't even have to use that last one. Some of these items are, of course, character specific or class specific, so you can sell them or you can use them to create these little crystals right here, which are utilized in your special form. You have to have one to activate it, and then sometimes some of your abilities require them as well in that special form. You don't actually have to have all of them to use all of your abilities, but some of your super abilities do require that. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. As you can see, I'm just gonna... Oh man, I got knocked up. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Oh my god, he got me. I was too cocky there. He got a nice stun off me, and as you can see, I'll have to use a resurrection there. Down to 6. Get out of there really quickly here and start utilizing my special abilities once again. So if you're not careful, you can get killed quite easily, which is a far cry from a lot of the early dungeons available in most dungeon crawler MMORPGs. It's practically impossible to die unless you're like really not paying attention. But in this game, at least for these classes, you take quite a lot of damage really quickly. Alright, so gone ahead and gotten rid of those minor zombie puppets. They're all stitched together here. So yeah, there is that resurrection sickness you would have to deal with if you decided to start the dungeon over. You do get hearts from just completing quests. I got them in the mail at certain intervals. So you do get some replenish. I don't know if they replenish per day though. I haven't noticed. But I would hope that you can also buy them in the cash shop. Or probably you can actually buy them in the cash shop because it makes sense that it's a convenience item. Although arguably you could just keep spending them over and over and over again to finally finish out the dungeon. Alright, so my special ability here is now unlocked, or sorry, it is now activatable, and I use the B button to actually do that. So once we get into a new area with a lot of monsters here, oh, looks like we're continually progressing towards the boss. Nice, nice. So once we get a lot of these guys clumped up, I'll be able to show you the special ability. Alrighty here, so going to use my R here, and you got him. Oh, stun, stun, get out of that. Alright, whew. That stun actually lasts quite a long time. Alright. Shoot these guys as much as possible. Keep whipping them up. Usually I just use my W and my E combo the most. Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. With my, oh sorry, E into R combo, with W being my damage filler and then Q being my escape. Alright, so now would be a perfect time because of all these guys all appear in the corner here. So what I will do is I'll go ahead and hit B. Oh, what's going on here? The Megalon Knights? But how? I can't feel any life emanating from them. They're not alive. So they're all basically dead zombies, what have you. There are these little cutscenes like I've mentioned before. You've seen them throughout the commentary here. Obviously sometimes useful if you want to know how the actual... how the actual... Oh, am I gonna... Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I thought this was I was invulnerable during this, but apparently I am not. So I use basically a combination of just my auto attacks along with like jump auto attacks as well. Those all create combos, as you can see here. But I can also mash B to do like a super ability that will go out and basically kill everybody on the screen at once. Except for those guys up there because they are not within the path of destruction. Alright, so hopefully I can finish this out really quickly here so we can go ahead and move on to the boss. I have to say that I actually end up dying quite frequently. I'd say once out of every other dungeon I will die at least once, because you'll get into, you know, weird scenarios where the monsters will spawn around you because it's like a trap, or you'll just get an unlucky stun and then get completely obliterated. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kill this guy. And I don't really use my auto attack too much. You can skill up your auto attack along with all of your combo abilities, obviously. But I haven't been able, or haven't had the use of doing that because I pretty much just spam mana potions and keep all my abilities on cooldown as often as possible, because that deals the most massive amount of damage. Alright, so go ahead and do my special little shotgun ability here, and then I'll use my beam cannon, basically. Knock all these guys back, and see, as long as you keep them clumped up like this, you can really utilize the maximum amount of AoE damage that you deal. I'll go ahead and pick up the potion here, kill these guys off, and that should be it. Alright, so the next area should be the boss. I'm going to go ahead and pot up just to be ready there. Maybe I should have kept that special ability for the boss, but wanted to show you to you guys as quickly as possible. And now it looks like they need more crystals. Not possible. So maybe that's going to be the boss that we're going to fight. We'll find out here. I'm just going to let this play. So as you can see, very stylized. Some of the characters actually remind me a lot of the art style within Kingdom Hearts. You know, the Heartless, etc. Even the Breaker class looks a little bit like Sora. So I'm curious to know where they got their art style inspiration. Alright, so let's jump out of here. We got some mysterious summoner who just disappeared. Or reappeared, I guess. Disappeared, then reappeared. And we're going to have to fight a fair amount of baddies. Alright, so let's go ahead and escape out of this. A lot of little cutscenes. Those aren't really cutscenes, they're just basically text cutscenes. But we'll go ahead and get to the combat here. Alright. So it acts as if the whole party is here all the time in terms of all the classes. But strangely enough, it's only, of course, you in here. Oh, 46 seconds. Boss kill. What's going on? I don't even know. Okay. Do I have to shoot that? What's... I don't... Oh, God. Alright. Maybe I do have to shoot that really quickly. I don't know what's going on happening here. Maybe he comes out in 20, 30 seconds. What goes on? I don't know. Alright, so let's use these special abilities here. Oh, there's so many of these little guys. Alright. So I did kill it. I don't know if that's what I was supposed to do, but I went ahead and killed it. I really should pay attention more, but, you know, why not make it interesting here? Alright, so in 14 seconds, I'm assuming something really bad happens to me if it's not already happening to me right now. Gotta watch out for these guys flinging a bunch of skulls at me. And again, this is sort of hard when you start dealing with characters here can hit you from afar. You try to clump them up, and oh, there it is. Alright, so now it's boss time. And what is going to happen now? I guess I'm going to fight this guy here. So start firing at him. Oh, he missed me. Alright, come on out. Come on out, buddy. Can I not? Oh, do you? Whoa! Beam to him! Oh my gosh! That just one-shot me. Holy crap. Alright, resurrection. 57. Alright, let's resurrect there really quickly. Yeah, wow. Oh my god! How am I supposed to kill that? Oh man, this seems like something that you would need a bunch of characters to actually complete. Oh my god, how do I kill this guy? What if I just like run away from him and go this way? Ah, I missed you. You missed me with the beam. Can I know I can kill this, can't I? Or maybe I have to actually get past this. How am I going to kill this guy? Well, I've got my super ability now. But, alright, I'm really scared to get too close to him. I mean, look at that. Oh my god. How am I supposed to do anything? I can't. He's level 20. What is this? Eliminate all foes, destroy the energy crystal in 1 minute? Didn't I destroy it? I thought that's what I did. And now there's this, like, super boss. Alright. Let's go ahead and go invincible mode here. Oh my god. Guys, I don't even know how I'm gonna beat this. I barely do any damage to this thing. I'm gonna run out of crystals before I even he kills me in one shot. Oh my gosh. I can't even finish this. Alright, let's try until I'm out of crystals here. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Well, that's going to go ahead then and conclude my first look for HeroesGo today. If you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. Like I said, if I don't want to continue this, I can abandon the game and I go into this sort of spirit wisp mode here, whereby I can pay to resurrect myself, in this case 6,600 gold, or I can do all these penalties, which will resurrect me normally with 1 HP. Now, I can go over, I will really quickly show you, since I can't complete that for some reason. That thing one-shots everything I fight. I can use the items that I've sort of accrued to sell them in town, but more importantly, I can also use them if I go over to the little crafter here, Hubert. I use that to actually create crystals, and these crystals are what actually power my special abilities, this sort of special suit transformation. It takes 1 crystal, like I said before, in order for you to do the actual form, and then any additional crystals will be utilized for any of the special abilities, like that super ability I did. Looks like I also got an ether stone, which allows you to craft or use this to upgrade accessories. Some of the stuff that you get from doing this allows you to craft new items, because that is of course a portion of the game, whereas the other ones are primarily, these crystals themselves are primarily used just for your transformation abilities. Now there is PvP in the game, however I haven't yet figured out how to access it, but as you can see here, there's quite a few people here in the closed beta. But like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this for now. If you guys want to learn more about the game, profile is down below, but otherwise, this has been Spunkify. I'll see you guys next time. Spunkify out. Later, guys.